Hello, Mick Podcast 2.0 family. How you doing? This is Mick Lubin here. Also, hello to YouTube to our second episode of Mick Podcast 2.0 on Facebook. If you guys are tuning in, thank you so much. God bless you. I appreciate it. This is Mick Podcast 2.0, talking and drinking, where we just like to talk and drink and have fun and an occasional cigar every now and again. If you don't remember, the first little episode I did was about 42 minutes, kind of just like introducing you guys to the podcast. Um, we drink and we talk. Also, viewer discretion is advised. Um, and what we say and do on this podcast has nothing to do with our sponsors. But I would like to give a huge shout out to our sponsors right here on one of our merch shirts. You can buy these at driftloudrecords.com/McPodcast. Here's the front of it right here, and in the back of it says proudly sponsored. McPodcast is proudly, oh, if I can grab the darn thing. McPodcast 2.0 is proudly sponsored by MVP Happy Holler Dive Bar in Newton, Illinois. If you get a chance and you're in Illinois, go to MVP Happy Holler. It's a backwoods right next to River Bar. It's a fun time. You can get a dollar bill, put your name on it, and just have a blast while you're there. It's such a cool time. Also, Alley Cat Dumpster Rental, also here in Effingham, Illinois. If you have a yard that needs cleaned and you buy this new property and you want a yard and a dumpster to where you can pick that stuff up, definitely you are able to call Alley Cat Dumpster Rental. Um, Also, we have the Office Pub. The Office Pub is located in downtown Effingham, Illinois, and Jefferson Ave, I believe. But you can just look them up on Facebook or on the old Google. Also, right next to that is Big Papa's Cocktail Gaming Lounge. They have a lot of hot games all the time. I've won quite a bit of money on there. So definitely check them out. They have a lot of cool drinks. I used to work there bartending. They have awesome old fashions, a lot of cool things called the Flight Club, and they have another thing called the Wall of Fame that you can get in on, and you get free T-shirt and stuff like that. You get your name on a plaque. You also get during the Flight Club, you get a really the Flight Club is the expensive one. But it's really cool to do just to try a bunch of different alcohols and stuff, liqueurs, and stuff like that. Um, so definitely check them out. That is Big Papa's. Definitely check them out. That's the Office Pub. Check them out. MVP, a must check out. And our newest sponsor is Hazel Jane, located here in Effingham, Illinois, around that area too. So it's a close area. So you don't have to go far to go to all these places. Um, Hazel Jane has a lot of crystals and healing things and a lot of healing books, tarot card stuff. They do tarot card readings. They also have a new yoga um, area that they do yoga in and some other events. They have an event coming up soon. I'll get more info on that. It's actually coming up really here soon. So definitely check them out. But thank you guys so much. We are called Talking and Drinking because we like to talk and drink and have fun. We don't take anything very seriously um, unless it's certain topics. But like I said, viewer discretion is advised. And anything that is said and done on this podcast has nothing to do with our sponsors. It literally is just local businesses helping out me while I'm helping out them for advertising to get, they're just helping a brother out, man. And then also, I want to give a huge shout out to all of my followers on Facebook. You can also follow Make Podcast 2.0 on Facebook. Um, we definitely appreciate it. Um, Also, you can go to driftloudrecords.com. That is driftloudrecords.com/McPodcast, not the 2.0, just McPodcast. That is MICK space podcast to get all of our merch. We have a ton of merch. We have cell phone cases, pint glasses, coffee mugs, Huggies, you name it. We got it. Pretty much. We're also getting a bunch of other crazy things with the Make Podcast 2.0 logo on it, just to have it for gag gifts or whatever. A lot of the places in town have our posters up. Another huge shout out to MVP. We're going to be doing a lot with them. If you follow here, you're going to see me doing interviews with the micro wrestlers, the midget wrestlers, the micro wrestling federation. I'm doing interviews with them. Also, with a couple other cool things they have going out at MVP, we're going to be going through with them. It's just going to be an awesome time. But without further ado, thanks for tuning in. Let's do a drink with you guys. Make Podcast 2.0 talking and drinking here. Got Fireball, Natty Light. I'm a classy bitch. Not sponsored by Fireball and Natty Light. Wink, wink. But I would be down to be. If you just, I spent enough on it. You might as well. Chase it with the old natural. Ah, good stuff. So yeah, if you guys did not see the first video that I did, which was this is the second episode that I've done on the old YouTube, the Ube of Tube. Um, we're a different kind of podcast. We kind of just have fun with things and just go with it. When we are serious, we're serious about it. But at the same time, we like to have fun with it. Because with all the I feel like with all the negative in the world, there's got to be a positive. So I've been watching all these podcasts and stuff, and I watch a lot of podcasts. Joe Rogan podcast I listen to quite a bit, but who doesn't? I also listen to Ben Shapiro, depending on the episode. A lot of Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. I know. I definitely don't look like a guy that would listen to Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I just love how he takes crazy math and science and astrophysics and physics and he makes it so simple, kind of to understand for the most part. I just love how he does that, and I don't know. I love the guy. I think he's fucking hilarious. His political views, not a fan. I kind of have my own. You'll learn that if you follow the podcast. Remember, don't forget to subscribe and like. Um, this is a ramble podcast, so I'm just gonna bring up random shit. This is what Mick Podcast 2.0 likes to call random talk, and that's what we do. If I could find it, it's somewhere around here. I don't know where she put it, but it's somewhere around here. Can't find it right now. But yeah, so I just want to say that like I said, we're a fun podcast. We like to have fun. And also, like I said, our sponsors have nothing to do with what we say and do on this podcast. They're under an agreement that if they decide to drop out at any point to get their logo off the T-shirt and stop getting brought up, they can do so. They're not under a legit contract. They're under a verbal contract. I don't believe in contracts. It's like getting married. Like, do I really need a piece of paper to prove that I love somebody? Why don't I just buy them a ring, do a ceremony, have the little party, and call it done? That way, at the end of it all, if something bad happens between you, you keep your shit, she keeps her shit, and you move on. That's why you always keep your shit in your name and her shit in her name, and then you ain't got nothing to worry about. That's just me. I don't know. I'll probably get sucked into getting married at some point. But I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, but I do smoke a cigar when I'm on the podcast or if I'm just out shooting the shit with friends. But I want to talk about this cool thing that I bought not too long ago called the Hero Gun. I heard about it on Joe Rogan whenever I was working, and I decided to pull over and purchase that bad boy. So it was about it's originally about $300 free shipping, but I paid $250 because they had a little Black Friday sale. Oh, they had a sale. I don't think I should say Black Friday. I'll probably get bitchy people about that. Some snowflakes. I don't think you should call it Black Friday sale. Like, what does that mean? It means there's a sale on a Friday, dumbass. Jesus. That's one thing also that pisses me off. All these fucking people. Woe is me, this and that. You hurt my feelings when I wasn't even born, or even whenever my parents weren't born, so I'm gonna bitch about it, and I'm gonna want retribution from it, from what I had to not go through, but I'm saying I went through, even though I'm saying I'm doing a peaceful protest, but then I'm going around and I'm burning my own fucking hometown down just to prove a point that you're proving all the racist people right. Damn. Did I say that? I think I did. I did because it came out and I said it. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just saying, man. Like you can't you can't go to me on camera and say like defund the police and this and that, but yet you're burning the American flag and you're saying screw America and you're saying like we're being treated horribly and look at the statistics and blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, if you want me to actually look at statistics and do the math and actually calculate everything, eh, like there's a fine line there, in my opinion. Um, but you can't sit there and yell defund the police and all this, but then when you're sitting there burning an American flag and then somebody comes up and they fucking rip that flag out of your hands and they put the fire out and then his buddies are beating your ass and the first thing you yell is for the police. I'm sorry, if I was a cop and I seen your sign and you're getting your ass beat, I'd probably let the guy get a few licks. Then I would come over and be like, all right, I think they get it. But you can't yell fuck the police and then fucking yell for the police when your shit gets fucked. You know what I mean? Like that's just my opinion. Take it as you want. In all reality, don't really care if you think different than I do. I would like to hear your side of it, of why you feel that way. Um, but you don't really have a good argument half the time. I've seen a lot of interviews with people and stuff like that. And then people are like, well, they cut out a lot that I said. They just kept what they wanted. And I'm like, what do you think fucking CNN and NBC and all them motherfucking news guys do? They do the same freaking thing. They cut out all the shit that actually happened and only put what sells. Like, not this podcast. I'll put the whole damn thing on the podcast. On here, on Facebook, wherever the hell I want. I want to put the whole fucking thing on there. I'm not hiding anything. I don't need to hide anything. You could come at me all you want. Probably I'll give you my address. Most likely. I'll be like, this is where I'm at. Don't hurt anybody else around me, but you can come to where I'm at. Probably not a good idea on your part, but you can. Everybody's welcome. Just not if you're being dumb. I mean, you can come over, I don't know you, and you can come over and I'll give you a plate of food and have a drink with you and, you know, sit and kick it. But don't come over here being stupid. It ain't gonna work. Never will. Never will. But, so yeah, so we kind of just go on stuff like that. We don't, we also do a lot of movie talks. A lot of the podcast, I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan, so I talk about Adam Sandler a lot. Um, I used to be a really, really big Drew Barrymore fan too, since her like early movies, eat like back in the day and stuff when she was on the early movie and stuff like that, and especially when she was with Adam Sandler, those two just worked great together. But then she brought on that transgender chick guy dude thing, majig. Um, kind of just chapped my ass, man. Like, I don't care what you do with your body. It's your prerogative. It's what you want to do. It's your right to do that. But when you're putting it into the schools and parents are letting kids make decisions, like, well, growing up, I didn't make any decisions growing up except for what color shirt do you want, red or blue, or like, hey, what shoes do you want to buy? Not like, do you want to wear a dress or not? Because if you do, it's okay. You can identify as a female. Or, no, they're not even using the word identify. They're using you can be a female. I'm sorry, but last time I checked, if we dig up a body from 100 years ago or more, we know what those people were gender wise by their DNA because it's in your DNA. That's why it's called DNA. It tells us what gender they were, male or female. Not only that, by the size of the bones and the structure of the body and the shoulders and everything like that. So that's the thing I have a problem with. You doing what you want, and if you want to do the drag thing, I've been to drag bars. Not even gonna lie. I've been to drag bars and I had a blast. I had a blast. But half the drag queens in there that are guys that are dressed as women, they just say, honey, I'm all man. I just look hot as a chick. And I'm like, cool, whatever. Like, that's your prerogative. Do your thing. I had a blast. I didn't know I was going into one whenever I went in there. Thanks a lot, Dad. My dad and my stepmom brought me into one because they love going to them. And I had a blast too. It was a great time. I just don't like the pushing it on kids. And same with the Jazz, which was the very first transgender child on TV. And now he's coming in and pretty much regretting everything, and that's why he's gaining weight and he's in a stressful mood. And I totally get that. Like, I would be too if I was pretty much forced into it. You know damn good and well the fucking parents did it for the money aspect, and that's a sad fucking thing. And I pray for Jazz, or I don't remember what his real birth name was, but I pray for him and I hope he finds closure and gets something figured out. Because that does suck. Whenever you push a child that's not fully developed in the brain into that, it screws with them, and it does, and it's sad to see that this is happening. Like I said, if you're 18, 21, blah blah blah, do your thing, man. Like, if that's really what you want to do, that's fine. But don't bitch at me whenever you regret it later, because social media and the fucking big media is the one that fucking pushed it on you. Because they're not only doing it on their news, they're doing it on the actual news. They're pushing this Dylan fucking what's her or his nuts or his nuts fucking to push this. And Drew Barrymore just did it, and now he had a fucking meeting with the president. If that doesn't show that Joe Biden's a fucking douche bitch, then I don't know what does. And this is my second video. I'm probably already going to get fucking bitched out for this or red flag from Facebook or YouTube forever, which I don't care as long as somebody gets to see this video and share it before it does. And, like, I don't care. Like, I'm not afraid to say what I believe in, just like they're not afraid to say what they believe in. But it's a whole fucking scenario that's going on that needs to stop. And this honestly all stems from, and this is not a Bible thumping push, because I'm not that fucking person. Obviously, by my voice and the way I fucking talk and what we do on this podcast, by the way, viewer discretion is advised. I honestly feel like once we took the Pledge of Allegiance out of school and the Bible out of letting kids read the Bible in school and do their thing. Um, we fucked up. And it was all thanks to that fucking hoity-toity Karen bitch. I don't even think her name was Karen. I think we need to quit blaming Karen and put it on the bitch that did that. Just saying. Throwing that out there. Don't know if it's going to catch on, but putting the line out there, hopefully I'll sing something. So, not saying the Bible being taken out. I think the Pledge of Allegiance. If you don't want to stand up, again, that's your prerogative. You don't have to stand up. You don't have to. I don't feel the need that you need to. Um, in my honest opinion, I feel like if you're here, you know, you don't have to say the word under God if you don't believe in God. If that's not what your family taught you, that's fine. That's, like I said, that's your thing. Um, but don't take it out on everybody else. Showing good morals is a thing, and not necessarily believing in the Bible as in believing in God, but the Bible is just good instructions on being a decent person. Like love thy neighbor, and that's why I say at the end of every podcast, um, love a friend, love a stranger, love a neighbor, and love each other, and just keep on keeping on. And you'll hear that at the end of this. And sometimes I switch it up, give it a little bit of fucking spice, throw some bam in there. I don't do the salt douchebag guy thing because it's annoying. I think he's annoying. He's a rip-off artist, just like the Liver King. He takes steroids, just like The Rock. You can't be that fucking big and not be taking fucking stuff. I don't care if you work out every fucking day. I know people that work out every day in the military. I know people that work out every day just to work out every day, and they eat healthy all the time, and they have a strict diet, and they fucking eat healthy meats, and they do this and they do that. But they're not as big as The Rock. And let's face it, everybody knows. They don't want to admit it, but The Rock is on fucking steroids. And I was a huge Rock fan back in the day. I was more Stone Cold though, because he was more my speed, man. He was badass. Like when Undertaker was the American Badass. Those are like my two favorite motherfuckers, man. Just sick motherfuckers, dude. But yeah, so fuck Liver King, by the way. I blocked him on all my social media. Any of his extra pages he has to get more followers, to make more money, I blocked him on those. I suggest you do the same thing. He's a fake. Um, and his protein thing that he came out with is making people sick, and the diet he's telling people to do is killing people because it's just fucking ridiculous what people do for fame. I don't do this for fame. I do this for fun. I don't fucking care if you follow me. I don't care if you subscribe to me. I don't care if you dog talk me or trash talk me. If I made money off this, I'd probably buy a trailer and a couple acres of land and buy a couple four wheelers and have fun with it. Um, but I just can't. I can't believe like this is where we've came. Like if our forefathers were to be alive right now, they would be like, "Wow, with the technology, probably amazed by technology." But our attitudes and the way we act towards each other would be fucked. That's just my opinion. And like I said, you'll have other opinions, and I'm sure once this gets out there and I start getting more followers and subscribers and whatnot, I'll start getting the hate mail, which I'm totally waiting on. I'm actually gonna start writing them down so I can bring it up. So, Snowflake 2.567 at blah 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 said, "Go to hell, you piece of shit," and I'd be like, "Aw, he called me out." What a guy or girl, because there's only two genders. Whoops. Bet some of you guys are like, "Wow, this guy's drunk as fuck." Not really. This is actually my first shot, my first beer of the night. But I also want to start out by saying, also with this as well, have you seen like half of the stuff these people bitch about, like about everything that's wrong with America? Have you seen exactly like what all these people are like going on and on and on and on about how bad we are and we're moving and this is, and stuff like that. Like, this is gonna be one that's probably gonna get me either banned overnight or famous overnight because people want to come after me. I don't know. Probably neither because I kind of just started yesterday. So, um, the George Floyd thing. Oh, damn. McLovin went there already. Some beach. He went there already. Well, if you actually watch, like, the whole video, not just what they posted. And the crazy part is they posted all the crazy. They didn't post what he's been arrested for in the past and what he's done in the past and what he did before the arrest. They just posted what the cops did. So now that cop with a family has no job, isn't around his family, isn't around this, isn't around that. All because I don't care if it was black man, a white man, an Asian man, Barney, Bigfoot, fucking the Powerpuff Girls or whoever, male, female, whatever, transgender, not transgender, fucking you name it. I don't care. You do stupid shit, you win stupid prizes. Now, granted, do I think he should have laid off on the fucking knee, on the neck, and putting all the pressure on so he couldn't breathe, kind of thing? I don't think half of these people have been in the heat of adrenaline rushes, but something like that is quite an adrenaline rush when you're trying to take somebody down and you're feared for your life because you know this person's background and you've chasing this guy and he's already been an angry individual. So I think a lot of those people haven't been, excuse me, through that rush, adrenaline rush, but it's a fucking thing, dude. I've been through it in my own personal accounts. I've never harmed anybody through it. It was just I was in one where like everything went so fast and I went through what I thought would be the impossible to get myself out of that situation or to calm the situation down because not only was I my heart racing really fast, my blood running really fast, my adrenaline pumping like crazy, but I was kayaking and I had a life jacket on, but and I'm a skilled kayaker. I've been kayaking a lot since I pretty much joined before about my middle part in Cub Scouts. I was in Boy Scouts and stuff like that. And I'm not a big dude. I'm not. I'm not a big dude. Never claimed to be. Not a badass. Never claimed to be. But I was kayaking and my kayak tipped over because it hit a log that you couldn't really see under the water. And it flipped me. Well, then I went underneath this log and the current's moving fast. And if you don't know how strong a current can be when you're actually under the water, it's a lot stronger than it is above the water. And I got caught in my life jacket and I couldn't get to my bottom button to unlock it to move me, but I didn't want to unlock the bottom buckle because if I would have, I remembered whenever I went down there was logs in front of it. And I didn't know what was under that. I could have done that and just jammed myself more. So I somehow grabbed above me and felt these two limbs sticking out, and I grabbed them and I fucking pulled myself off of this log and I turned my body enough to where I got my leg over the log to where I could hug the log. I could breathe, catch my breath, but my heart was just racing. Not only was I getting water in my lungs and I was freaking out, so I'm holding on to this log, and I finally climb up that log up shore. All my friends are freaking out. Some of the girls are fucking crying because they thought I was dead, which I did too, honestly. Not gonna lie. And I get on shore and I see where my life jacket was in this area. I pulled so hard where it was stuck on that log that it ripped that little fucking buckle. Like, you know how hard it is to rip one of them off? Like, I pulled so hard to save my life because I had so much adrenaline running. Have you seen the videos of the moms, like, lifting up cars and shit to save their baby? Or the fucking, or like people lifting up stupid heavy objects to fucking, like in weight competitions, those smell salts or whatever the fuck they do to pump them up and shit just to fucking lift something. Same thing a cop goes through while he's chasing a fucking dipshit who's breaking the fucking law. Like again, stupid prize, stupid games, stupid prizes. Don't do stupid games. Won't win stupid prizes. Sorry, sucks you died. Sorry for the family, but I'm sorry. If somebody breaks into my house or something like that, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, well, he might have a family. Well, I do too. Well, they live here. But he has a family, so I shouldn't I shouldn't have my family's back. Because this guy's got a family and he wants to take all my shit and fucking probably like do bad things to my family, but no, he's got a family. So I need to worry about him. I feel bad for the person afterwards because it sucks they went down that road. That's how I feel. But if you break into my house, I have a right to defend my house, as long with the right to defend my family. You break into my house, the odds of you walking out are very unlikely. Very unlikely. Promise. Alright? Very unlikely. I am a big gun supporter. If you can go through the paperwork and get it okayed to own a gun. I feel like going through that is fine. I feel like that's in which a lot of gun owners be like, well, man, we should be able to get guns if we want them. And I'm like, nah, because then people like that, not saying him personally, but people like that, or people with that mentality, can go get a gun. I'm not okay with that aspect. I feel like if you go through the works and you're able to own one, boom, you can have a gun. I don't believe that you should just be able to walk in and be like, hi, my name's Bob Smith. Here's my ID. Oh, you're of age? Here's a gun. By the way, every gun comes with a free bottle of whiskey. Like, no. Like, it was a Family Guy episode whenever they were in Texas. Uh, if you haven't seen that episode, you need to watch it. It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, so like I'm definitely a believer in going through the works to get registered to own a gun. I definitely believe in that. I think that's definitely a must. Um, I don't think they need to be as strict as they are. I feel like not only that, but people that own a gun also not only should be Floyd card legal, but they need to show that they went through a hunter safety course, also with a gun safety course on how to use and properly handle, properly clean, properly know when a gun is not safe to use, where to put a gun, stuff like that. I feel like they need to go through that class as well, not online, in person. That is my personal opinion because I went through those classes and I firmly believe in those classes. I really do. Um, and I know a lot of you gun toting fucking rednecks are gonna be like, "Oh God, we got ourselves a fucking cheap, hoity-toity redneck." Well, I'm not. I'm just saying, better safe than sorry. I'm definitely glad I went through all those classes whenever I did um, go through them because they honestly taught me a lot. I learned a lot about cleaning a gun and learning proper gun handling and safety and stuff like that, and also learned how to shoot accurately and how to be comfortable with my stance and stuff like that whenever I do shoot. Um, I can shoot a squirrel jumping from one tree to another tree. I can shoot one in midair. I've done it like 12 times now, I think. Just I kind of wait for it to see if I can hit it, but I've shot 12. But I can shoot a squirrel jumping from tree to tree, and that's a fucking good feeling whenever you do that with a bullet like this fucking big. You know what I mean? But like I said, this was a random talk episode, so we do a lot of random talks on Mick Podcast 2.0. And we've got a lot of good feedback from them because it's like, man, you go from one thing to another, to another, to another, and then it's over, and it's like, fuck, I wanted kind of to make up a new fucking topic, but and I don't write shit down. I go off whatever hits my head, and I'm like, I don't look shit up unless it's a scheduled podcast. To where like I'm like, all right, so I got this guy coming on, so I kind of need to figure out what he wants to talk about. Or what he's gonna talk about, so I'll look some shit up, put some notes. But I don't really write a lot of shit down. I kind of just remember off my dome, and I fucking just go with that. I don't really like go through the whole like, well, I need to read. Okay, hang on. You said you're going over this at this time. We don't do that. We don't do that shit. We just have fun with it, man. That's why we're called talking and drinking, not talking and fucking scheduling. I don't fucking schedule shit unless it's what day, what time this person's coming on. That's all I do. But, well, we're getting near our 40-minute mark. Our next couple podcasts are going to be like this. I do have a buddy coming on for one of them. I think that's going to be this weekend. And then we're going to be doing another 40-minute talk. But until then, you'll be stuck with me. Until he comes on. He's got a kid, and he's got to work and shit, and I got shit to do myself. Uh, so thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you all. Take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Um, I just want to let you know that you're not alone. McPodcast 2.0 family is here for you. I'm going to go ahead and break the old seal of the Fireball. Not sponsored yet. Wink, wink. I'm going to keep saying that until they send me a bottle or some shit. But also with the Natty Light, not sponsored, but I'm a cheap bitch. So, yeah. But thank you guys so much, man, for tuning in. I really hope you guys appreciated the random talk video. It means a lot. I just want to let you guys know that you're never alone. Remember, love a friend, love a stranger, love a neighbor. Always remember to help each other out. We're in this together. The only way we're going to get through this slump is by standing up with each other and saying, we got this and we can go through this together. I love you guys so much, man. I hope everything that you're going through that's rough in your life, you get through. I hope that everything that is going great in your life continues to grow and prosper and to turn a mustard seed into an amazing, amazing garden. I love you guys so much. God bless. Cheers from McPodcast 2.0 family. Love you, YouTube. Remember to like, subscribe, follow. Don't forget to go to driftloudrecords.com/McPodcast. Also, don't forget to go to MVP, Hazel Jane, The Office Pub, Alley Cat Dumpster Rental, and also Big Papa's Gaming Bar. Thank you so much, YouTube. You guys rock. Love you guys so much. Check out our merch at driftloudrecords.com/McPodcast. Cheers. See you guys tomorrow.